fisha, anaosha, anasafisha.
Alexis on the beat.
Nimemwona akinifanyia, nimemwona akinitendea, kweli Mungu amenifanyia, nimemwona akinitendea. Kuna maana isijilie kwa yale ametenda yeye, huyu Mungu nimemwona. Kuna Mungu wa rehema, mema anakuwazia, jipe moyo utamwona. Hakuna mpango, ana mipango nawe, ana mipango nawe, ana mipango nawe. Anga kwake sawa sawa, yeye ni Mungu wa baraka. Mipango baba, yeye ni Mungu wa baraka. Hakuna mpango, ana mipango baba, yeye ni Mungu mwaminifu. Hakuna mpango, yeye ni Mungu mwaminifu. Hakuna mpango. Wacha kufeel sorry about yourself. Usisikize sauti za watu, Mungu ndo final. Ila kutangulia sio kufika, pole pole ndo mwendo. Imani yako ibaki kwa Mungu mwenye uwezo. Toka kitandani shutuka, inakupasa kujituma, na baraka zitashuka shuka kwako wewe. Kuna Mungu wa rehema, mema anatuwazia, na ndo maana niko kwa nasimama kwake sawa sawa. Yeah, wa baraka, wa baraka, wa baraka, baba wa baraka, wa baraka, baba wa baraka, na fadhili zake za milele. Wa baraka, wa baraka, wa baraka, wa baraka, baba wa baraka, wa baraka, baba simama kwake sawa sawa. Yeah, ana mipango nawe, ana mipango nawe, ana mipango nawe, kwake sawa sawa. Yeye ni Mungu wa baraka. Hakuna mipango, yeye ni Mungu wa baraka. Hakuna mpango, ana mipango baba, yeye ni Mungu mwaminifu. Hakuna mpango, yeye ni Mungu mwaminifu. Hakuna mpango. Anasafisha, fisha, anaosha, anasafisha dada. Anasafisha, fisha, anaosha, anasafisha dada. Ana mipango nawe, ana mipango nawe, ana mipango nawe. Anga kwake sawa sawa, yeye ni Mungu wa baraka. Mipango baba, hakuna mipango, yeye ni Mungu wa baraka. Hakuna mpango, ana mipango baba, yeye ni Mungu mwaminifu. Hakuna mpango, yeye ni Mungu mwaminifu. Hakuna mpango.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio. Laura, you already know.
Take a day on the beat.
Tabasamu usoni, furaha moyoni, ninaye rafiki wa kweli, mfalme wa amani. All the sorrows and the worries, nikiwa naye nyepesi. That's why I dance and sing, I dance and sing. Yeah.
No matter where I go, I'm surrounded. And if I ever fall, I'll never take the fall. Cause your blood paid the cost, I'm not bounded. You gave me a brand new chance. Now I'm living like it's heaven on earth since I met you. Don't have to die, go to heaven just to get you. I have that here, I hold you dear. You whisper and I know that I'll make it, that's clear.
Na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu, wema wako na baraka zinifuate.
about grace, yeah, you give it when I pray. Talk about goodness, talk about love, talk about all the blessings that you get from above.
Good side, the bright side.
Come as you are, yeah, your life will never be the same.
Side, the bright side.
Pero ho yako yote, watching credit all the way.
Na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu, wema wako na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu. I'm cruising, steady moving. I'm cruising, steady moving. I'm cruising, steady moving. I'm cruising, steady moving. Wema wako na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu. Wema wako na baraka zinifuate maishani mwangu.
K-Mo always on the beat. Huu mwaka ka unakata kumark time, sema amen. Amen. Na huu mwaka ka unataka ma good news, sema amen. Amen. Na huu mwaka ka umekata kukaa single, sema amen. Amen. Na ka umekataa ma procrastination, sema amen.
Amen. We have a blessing, we dominating. This is how we enter. Huu mwaka tuna take over. This is how we enter. We have a blessing, we dominating. This is how we enter. Huu mwaka tuna take over. This is how we enter. Dominate, 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 lazima tu dominate. Dominate, 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 lazima tu dominate. This year nitanunua gari. Nitanunua gari. This year nitamiliki mali. Nitamiliki mali.
This year lazima niende mbali.
Lazima niende mbali.
Neno lako limeniahidi. So I'm ready, ready, ready.
Daddy bless kazi ya mikono yangu. Bless kazi ya mikono yangu. Daddy bless kazi ya mikono yangu. Bless kazi ya mikono yangu.
Mimi jokes lazima niweke kando.
Jokes lazima uweke kando.
Love jokes lazima tuweke kando.
Lazima tuweke kando.
This year nitafika gym ready for the body fitness.
Oh wow, basi jokes weka kando.
Nikuwa strong, sina wakati wa kutolerate weakness.
Basi jokes weka kando.
Kula neno, kukesha na kuomba spiritual fitness.
Amen, basi jokes weka kando.
Nyota yangu itang'aa, nitaposti muwe witness.
Jokes lazima uweke kando.
We have a blessing, we dominating. This is how we enter. Huu mwaka tuna take over. This is how we enter. We have a blazing, we dominating. This is how we enter. Huu mwaka tuna take over. This is how we enter. Dominate, 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 lazima tu dominate. Dominate, 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 lazima tu dominate.
Kazi yangu itapata favor, nitashika ganji.
Ninaziclaim.
Mikono yangu itafanya kazi, haitakufa ganzi.
Ninaziclaim.
Baraka zako hazina majuto, ni moto moto.
Ninaziclaim.
Baraka zako hazina majuto, ni moto moto.
Ninaziclaim.
So goodness and mercy shall follow.
Follow, follow.
Miracles, wonders shall follow.
Follow, follow.
Goodness and mercy shall follow.
Follow, follow.
Miracles and wonders shall follow.
Follow, follow.
tuko solo tumekuja na kikosi. Kitu zita flow virahisi no forcing. Maisha smoothly kai imepigwa pasi. Mwaka huu lazima tuwe wadosi.
Tuko teke kama gari ya mirandu kibila breki. Tuko fresh fiti na mwaka huu hakuna kusleki. Tumejazwa na anointing. Tunariba shakaka. No stopping. Injili ina dominate. Injili ina dominate.
Huu mwaka kumekata kukoni wasema amen. Amen. Huu mwaka kumekata umasikini sema amen. Amen.
Huu mwaka lazima shike ploti sema amen. Amen. Huu mwaka lazima shike title sema amen. Amen.
Dominate.
Dear friend, I pray that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. In Jesus' name, amen.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Caroline Murote. Karibu to Sheversations on this beautiful Wednesday. It is a beautiful day. And I just want to ask you, how did you spend your Monday, your Tuesday? Tangu tuachane, guys. Tangu tuachane. You know, you guys, we leave each other at 1. You have the whole of Monday. Mimi nilikuwa Nairobi Cinema pale, Fitness in the Word service that we have every single Monday. Tuesday nikalala. Nimelala. It's been nice. I did a bit of soul winning because mi napenda kuhubiria watu. And I want to know, how have you guys been spending your Monday, Tuesday? Is it a job? Kila mtu hapa kwa 9 to 5, you know, or do you have a bit of a flexible schedule? Kama mimi, I just want you to let me know. Caroline_Murote on Instagram, at Carol Murote on TikTok, and Caroline Murote on Facebook, as well as on X, and at Power Radio on all the platforms. Our hashtags Sheversations, hashtag Sheversations with Caroline Murote, hashtag Power Radio, tune in, power up, that's another hashtag, and Art of Expression. So Meskia venye tuna dominate. Meskia, sijui kama meskia, guys, because I am very, 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 very excited. I am very excited about this dominating, and I've decided hii wimbo itachezwa sana because it's going to be our theme. So hapo tumesikiza Wapendo Muziki Anasafisha, and then Shani saying Wema Wako, and then Dominion Family saying Dominate. So I'm very excited. And speaking about dominating, today we are talking about the humanitarian scene and what it looks like to actually take control of the skills that you have gotten and putting them out here into the community, into the society, in order for us to live a better life. That is what we need. That's what we need for our society to become better, is everybody putting in their all. So tuachane na hiyo kidogo. What is happening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We're going to get into that just a little bit, and then we're going to have the conversation. I'm excited to have a guest in studio, Mary Simiyu. She'll be here in just a short bit. But for now, let me leave you in the good hands of Sishikiki by Stony Jiwe. All right, enjoy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hey, big up 23. Ile mtami utaka. Na hii nyingine jo. Hey, washaweka bounty, ju flow killer. Beat imeoga, kiopina. Nina mazai kwako tuza topina. Na vile niko ndani mzeya I'm so ina. Si take shots na bareda. Critics hawawezi kunispot under radar. Na bring the house down. I'm a tremor, na leta fire, I'm a flamer. Na rusha motomo. Na shikata wazai na mamokoro. So na Jesus na songa I still. Roga shetani na mbaki sogo, mosodo. Don't whine, wabambiki juu Mungu anameja na maina. Na feel ni kinda I mean refine and fine. Mokori ni jeso imebaki na saika. Sishiki kijo I mean refine and fine. Cause you get that mina cry sweet aita. Sishikikijo, na sitishikijo. Amenirifine I'm fine, but you get mina cry sweet aita. Iko nini sina tabu. Siko steam, manyaru, mziki mekoma, iko fit kujwa babu. Fishers of men kwa hizi streets mi ndo nyavu. Alright, hit ndio sababu. I got the juice in madafu. Maji kwa mi majabu. Amefura utadhani taksin mashavu. Nina mwamba si ababu. Shaito simfil kalamu. Washed by his blood, damu. Kauna ni feel, usishushe yo hamu. Na don't whine, na wabambiki vile Mungu ana meja na maina. Na feel ni kinda refine, I'm fine. Mokori nejeso imebaki na saika. Sishikikijo, refine, I'm fine up. Cause you get that, mina cry sweet aita. Sishikikijo, na sitishikijo. Refine, I'm fine up. Cause you get that, mina cry sweet aita. Giggling with the bass, street legit, I'm bringing the hits. Steady wind, I wanna feel. Wicked, honey, my face, see that is sponsor, lip in my bill. I'm sticking the rail, we kicking in Christ, you know the drill. Blah, woo. So I'm back in the dojo, in the Lord. Kwa hearing, who keep and I need the Frodo. Shetani, Anna, Basho, Anna, Teta, Zima, Moto, Kuna, life after death, CLA, we hear YOLO. Okay, it's okay, art, give away. Madam, to go church, put your back into it. So lazimo post, nude, I'm a utrak, kujue. Nakile, una post, put your fact into it. Woo. Ijogi at giveaway. Madam do go judge, put your back into it. Selazima, we tracked kujue. Nakile una post, work a fact into it. Sishikikijo. Refine, I'm fine up. Cause you get that, mina cry sweet aita. Sishikikijo. Na sitishikijo. Refine, I'm fine up. Cause you get that, mina cry sweet aita. Sishikikijo, refine, I'm fine up. Cause you get that, mina cry sweet aita. Sishikikijo, na sitishikijo. Refine, I'm fine up. Cause you get that, mina cry sweet aita. 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 Mina cry sweet aita.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
One time, two time. You already know now. Pick up Churchill. Since I met you, Jesus. You. Since I met you. I met this man and he changed my life. He told me that he had to pay a price, and the price that he paid on that ragged cross for his blood for me, I'm saying, yeah.
Okay, it's another new chapter. Holla, I'm doing it for the master. Saved by grace, I'm no longer a disaster. Spirit of a billionaire, no, I'm not a hustler. It all started the day I met him on the cross. The day I gave my life to him without the teams on. That was the day I sang a new song. Amazing grace forever, sweetest sound. I surrender, who am I to boss? Salute to the most high, I can never floss. He's the boss, man, believe me, he's the boss. I can always sing it when the beat drops. I'm on for the game cause I'm out of the cage. I'm not for the fame but I'm here for the church. Christ is the way, the truth and the life. No longer in darkness, I'm walking in light. The wages of sin can never be life. No longer losers winning the fight. He died on the cross to save my life. No longer I'm alive.
Since I met you, since I met Jesus, I've never been the same. Since I met Jesus, I'm forever changed. I'm forever changed.
And we back again, recapping Church of Kings, spitting truth from the booth, loosen the noose that we having fellas checking deuces to their own. And haters do the best just to magnify the wrongs, but really I'm sorry. My faith only bothers with he who bought me. Therefore I ain't faced with the talk of men around me. My journey is between me and the one who started it in me, for he built me to inhibit the spirit that is within me.
They told me I needed more exposure. Like if I was taking a photo in inferior light, I started to see myself in an inferior light. Samsung, Sony, I had many stereotypes. Now I put bars in your faces, I don't read your rights. I got some advice so you don't get consumed by these lights. A word from the wise, gotta keep your eyes on the prize. Nairobi for Christ, look at how he paid all the price.
I'm forever changed. I'm forever come as you
hey, you ain't gotta change.
Come as
Cause he loves you anyway.
Come as
just
you
come as you are.
You'll be forever
and
changed.
you'll be forever changed.
Come as you
ain't gotta change.
Come as
Cause
you
he loves you anyway.
Come as
just
you
come as you are.
You'll never be the same. Since I met you. Since I met you. I met this man and he changed my life. Since I met you, I met this man and he changed my life. Yeah.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
I can move in the mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west. He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah, I know west. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability, possibility, all things, possibility, with God of ability.
They call me Shana Dawn. I got ability like Yahweh. He suppressed the kings of the underworld, my way. Rock of the ages, ancient of days, lily of the valley and the bright and morning star. Anything is possible with him. He raised up the dead after days in the grave. Parted the sea for the nation in a minute. He'll answer your matter in less than a minute.
I can move in the mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west. He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah, I know west. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility.
Inna the dark when it's tough, you always stepping up. Endless possibilities, salute the Holy Trinity, yeah. See, no eye ever seen it, no ear ever heard it. I know man can't conceive it. The good things in store for those who love him. I'm ready now to see the impossible.
And he said I can move in the mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west. He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah, I know west. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. All things possibility with God of ability. Ability. Possibility. And he said I can move in the mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west. He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. I know west. He said he can move any mountains for you. Mountains for you. Yes, so I'm going out west. I know west. He can move any mountains for you. Any mountains for you. I know west. Yeah, I know west.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
1005 songs in.
See how I look when you're not move. See where you take credit to you do. See up on nguvu zangu. God when him true, got a better view. And since I met you, wewe ndio nuru yangu. Fact of the matter. See my Christ is the answer. You got me, so I gotta get it. Raise up the banner, make him not forget it. Stop searching for truth on my socials. Looking for answers, got promos. Sana jua, there's only one way. Ni Yesu Munoma, only one way. Mungu ni Mungu.
this. Yeah, yeah.
Rapping my shit and my God is the biggest out there. I've been feeling the rap with them scriptures all over like, yeah. I know you like it, cause you know Jehovah's son is invited. And every time that he shows up, demons are finished. So there goes my heartfelt condolences to the enemy. I'm seated in heavenly places far beyond this reach. My advocate is Jesus, I'm enjoying immunity. Paid by the blood, restoration by the Father. I'm in the assembly of the firstborn, enrolled in the heavenly places of the dawn. Spirits of the righteous made perfect for God by the blood of the Lamb. Now I walk like him, talk like him, reign with him, and it calls me years. Made in his image, tell me, do you see it? Son of the dawn, rapping my city, you heard?
His image and it's like this, yeah. In his image and it's like this, yeah, yeah.
Rapping my shit and my God is the biggest out there. I've been feeling the rap with them scriptures all over like, yeah. I know you like it, cause you know Jehovah's son is invited. And every time that he shows up, demons are finished, so done.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Karibu tena. Welcome back to Sheversations with myself, Caroline Murote. Sasa hapa tuko wapi. We are having a good old time, and that was Monoma by 1005 Songs. Right before that, we had The Ability. We have The Ability. Okay, no, that's not the song. That's Ability by 1005 Songs, saying that we have the ability to do everything that Christ has called us for. And then we had you, your Churchill King, and recap. Okay, all right. Sasa mimi nataka tuongelee history ya Rose Njeri. First of all, this is triggering to me because I have an auntie called Rose Njeri, and it's the funniest thing because yeye wanafanana with this lady. It's just so funny. Like, I have an auntie called Rose Njeri, na si huyu mwenye ameshikwa. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, you might want to refer to the Standard newspaper, this morning's edition, particularly page 4 and page 5. Wacha niwasomea hapa kidogo. Kama hamjakasirika, get ready. Right, a couple of bullet points pale juu. Before we get into Nancy Gitonga's article, is lawyers say the government is using a law created to punish hackers to tame dissent. Njeri was arrested for creating an online platform asking Kenyans to reject a finance bill. As far as that goes, I don't think that she has broken a law. Lakini mimi si expert. So acha tusome. Lawyers yesterday fought off the charge brought against Rose Njeri, terming it a fictitious. As they poked holes in the plan to pin her down using provisions of the Cybercrimes Act. In the end, Njeri did not take a plea as her legal team battled the charge brought by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions as the DPP, raising fresh questions over whether the state is weaponizing the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act to stifle civic participation and digital activism. The case, which has ignited a national conversation about the intersection of law, technology, and democracy, saw high-profile legal minds and civil society come together in a courtroom showdown that may set a precedent for years to come. Njeri, a software developer and civic activist, was arraigned at the Milimani Law Court after spending more than 90 hours in police custody. She faces one count, unauthorized interference with the computer system, contrary to Section 16 of the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act 2018. According to the charge sheet, Njeri is accused of creating and developing and deploying a web-based program that allowed members of the public to send emails to the National Assembly's Finance Committee expressing opinions on the controversial Finance Bill 2025. The DPP alleges that the mass emailing disrupted the normal functioning of the committee's systems. The alleged offense occurred on May 19 at 8:01 p.m. So they had a wonderful night, and I'm happy for it. But as the prosecution sought to nail her on what they termed unauthorized interference with a computer system, her legal team saw something far more troubling: the potential weaponization of law to crush a civic dissent. Jerry was arrested on May 13 and held in police custody without being granted bail or presented in court until a public outcry and a mounting a process of protests forced action. Wow. So that is how that happened. And this one here, there's a quote that says, this is by Amnesty International Kenya. And they say, Rose Jerry has been held for over 88 hours in violation of Article 49 of the Kenyan Constitution, which guarantees the right to be informed. Now, let us look into what that particular article says. All right. We are jumping into that right now because, hey, uku jameni, you know, are we living in a free country, ama? What's going on? Those of us that comment on this, pia sisi tunakujiwa. Article 49 of the Kenyan Constitution deals with the rights of arrested persons. It guarantees several fundamental rights to individuals who have been taken into custody, including the right to be informed of the reasons for arrest, the right to remain silent, the right to communicate with an advocate or other necessary person, and the right to be brought before a court within 24 hours. 88 hours. Guys, 88 hours and you have not yet been brought before the courts. Are we living in a democracy or is this a tyranny? And I feel like so kitu yenye nimeulizana hapa sahi right before we got back from our music break is this how our parents used to feel in Zizamoi? You know, are we even allowed to talk about that? Can we say that? And then now moving, this is just very similar to our, you know, next door president, Suluhu Pale akasema, Her Excellency, Suluhu akasema that a church that said that what the Tanzanian government did by aiding the arrests and harassment of Boniface Mwangi and Agatha was wrong, and they have been closed down. Yes? What is that? What's actually happening in our East African continent? And Kenya is supposed to be the safest of all of them. Nasai sielewi. Truly, I don't understand. And sometimes it feels like we're living in a dream. And the spirit of democracy has to rise up because the finance bill is a subject to public participation. So what's going on here is they are disseminating fear. They want to make sure that people are fearful. They did it last year with anybody who cared to express themselves, the abductions. Some of the people that have not yet been returned and are feared dead. Yes, you can go read about this. This is factual. As well as just, you know, the people who went through a lot literally were arrested and just had so much going on. All of the activists, all of the social media creators, the creatives, right? What we're doing, what the government is doing is actually disseminating fear. And I would like to just send out a strong word of rebuke that where the law has not been broken, let us not become a tyranny because ata kwa, you know, the faith that guides me, Christianity, the Bible says, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Kumanisha, if you're supposed to pay your taxes, pay them anyways, you know, and God is the one that's going to bring justice if you're being oppressed. Like in a situation where we have not actually seen the law being broken and laws are being weaponized against a civic action and civic dissent, then that becomes a crime of the government against the people. And hence it means that the government become criminals. And that means that the government and whatever institutions that are propelling all of these actions against citizens become the criminals themselves. And that's quite a sad situation when the systems that are created to protect us and to just keep checks and balances are actually not doing what they are supposed to do. It's quite a sad story, and this is a brilliant mind a brilliant mind. And what happened last year with the Finance Bill 2024, tuliambiwa that our public participation hikwa inatosha. So if this is a subject that welcomes public participation, if I have a right to send emails and your website cannot handle the inputs, the amount of information that is flowing in, that's very interesting. Okay? That's very interesting. That's quite interesting to me that you would blame the person who is facilitating for citizens to be able to get their points across, to be able to share their opinions. Because hajasema mwende to see these people, hajasema, you go and insult, the systems were not hacked. No, it's just an automated system that allows you to send emails in a really easy way, and now their systems are crashing. No, guys, get better hard drives, get better systems. The solution is not to arrest the brilliant minds that are actually making life better for citizens. So what's the government's job if not to represent us? And who is this government representing except themselves? So just a strong rebuke against impunity and just unfairness and a lack of a just system. And the thing about all of this is that Kenya is a nation that is loved by God. And I believe that we are not going to go down the gutter. It feels that way. And I reject. And I know there are so many of us. So when your two things were rejected in the streets, personally, I reject to belong to a country that is going down the drain, because that's not what our country is. So I'd just like to encourage all of us to continue in our rights as citizens, to speak up, to participate in public participation, because this fear is being weaponized against us. When you see what's going on, mwenzako pale, they want to use them as examples, the Boniface Mwangis, the Rose and Jerry's, and the many, many names of people that have been put in strange situations, and yet they have not broken the law. If you break the law, face the consequences. That is fair, right? But if you've not broken the law, then the government and the judicial system become criminals. And that's very, very sad. I refuse to accept that I live in a nation that is run by criminals. That is not our portion in this country. This country must rise up in a spirit of honesty and integrity. And that is what I aspire to see for my country. So I applaud Rose Njeri, and rebuke the government for the abuse of power. And as citizens, we are not going to simmer down. We are not going to be silent. This is our country. The government represents us, and that must happen. It must happen the correct way. Right about now, nimewachia Amefanya Mungu by Wapendwa Muziki, and then we're going to come back and have another lovely conversation about community representation in the space of humanitarianism.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Karibu tena. Welcome back to Sheversations, my lovely Sheversationalists. And I hope you're enjoying the music because me personally, I am very biased. I am very biased with this playlist, with this music. You can tell I'm a Jesus girl, right? So that was our Penda Muziki, and they are saying, amefanya Mungu. Amefanya. So you guys, let me know, nini Mungu amekufanyia, nini Mungu amewafanyia, ama nyinyi, you're just glad to be alive. Mnaishi tu, you brought yourself into this wacha nisipigane na watu ni mapema sawa mtanisamehe yeah, but I'm gonna fight with you guys later. We still have time, so yes, I'm still reeling mimi ndani yangu. I'm still I don't like what the government is doing. Please, they need to let go of Rose and Jerry, but because we need to pack our anger. That's what I've learned, that you need to pack your anger and put it somewhere on the shelf and pick it up the next day when it's relevant. You know, that's the best way to take care of your mental health in our country, especially as somebody who cares about the rule of law and justice taking its due course. So moving on from that, we're talking about having a big heart. We're talking about using skills to create impact. And I'm not having that conversation with myself because I'm not an expert. But I have somebody here who is, and I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I love your energy.
Thank you so much. Aki tunajaribu. Karibu ninyeshewe. I was on a bike coming here, and then there was a drop of water. I was like, and I'm like, oh my God. Imagine like being rained on, and then you have to come sit here and pretend you're okay. And I was just like, no, I was still gonna do it anyways. And you know, I feel like it's easy having conversations. Kwangu, see, it's a fair job. Like uingie tu uongee utoke. Yeah, wow. Yeah. So it's so lazima hata kama you people have made me cry in these corridors. Sijui mpesa yangu inakaaje. You come here and you just enjoy yourself. So that's one of the joys of my life, is being able to do a job that I'm really passionate about. So it's easy. Yeah. So Ebu, tell the humans who you are.
Okay, naitwa Mso. By profession naitwa Simiyu.
Okay.
Or Muthoni.
Okay.
Whatever you prefer.
All right.
From Kahawa West.
Okay.
Yes.
Kahawa West.
Yes.
By the way, you know, I've been wanting to, so kuna kuanga na kahawa endani, kahawa west, kahawa sukari,
and then kahawa west.
So now Ebu, explain what's going on with all these kahawas.
I don't even know. By the way, I'm still, somebody asked me, was there kahawa that time kwa ukoloni ama nini? But maybe, I don't know.
Okay, and it would be really sad seeing that sahi the only thing inapandwa ni manyumba. Like those places unaweza simama mahali na there are no trees, it's just concrete. I really hope you don't live in a concrete neighborhood.
No, we actually do a lot of farming where I stay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, I want to come there because the places I visited some of my cousins. Mnajijua. Yeah, if you're watching because you love my show, then you know that I don't like where. Oh my. Kuna time nilikuwa naenda house hunting. Right now I live Ushago Gashie, which is where I'm from, but sa nikajipata and I'm renting. And I live in the middle of banana farms and maize farms.
Wow.
Yeah, like Mali, that plot it's a rental property, so they're rental units. Like it's all people's homesteads. Like maushago za watu. But before that, kuna siku mbili nilitembea Kasarani. Juu nilikuwa nimeambiwa uko kuna nyumba za price unatafuta. Do you know, at some point I cried. Because I'm like, hakuna mali unaangalia nje and it's not just concrete. Like you can barely see the sky. And I was like, oh no, if this is what it means to be Kenyan.
I don't know mbona hukuambiwa utafute Kahawa West because it's a very nice place.
Walinikosea. Yeah, my friends need to do better.
So now you have me as a new friend, so next time.
Sindio. But next time mi sana nunua standalone. Mi sitaki manyumba za rental. Yeah, sijui pesa inatoka wapi, but that's my next goal.
Itakuja.
Sindio.
Ikikata kuja tutenda pale kwa zile za gava zimewekwa pale.
Gava kidogo tuachane na gava. Kidogo hapa tumewakasirikia. Kidogo tu. We will forgive, but we're still healing, yeah? So and then what about you? So what is your dream in life? I know that's like a really random question, but like ukisema nime make it. What does that look like for you?
I think I usually dream of having a resource center for the community.
Okay.
Whereby I can create employment for the young people.
Okay.
Not only do it as charity, but also a place where people can be able to have an employment, and also pia nikuwe na nyumba yangu na kafamilia pale, you know.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes,
Lakini
so that's
ukisema,
my dream. That's my dream.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So when you say resource center, sounds resourceful, but what is that exactly?
I am into community work.
Right.
So I usually love to empower the young people and also the children.
Yeah.
So a resource center is a place where they can come and get, they don't come and just get free lunch, they're able to get skills. Maybe it's tailoring, it's computer literacy.
Right.
So there's something where they're getting something from.
Yeah.
So, and also wasikuje pale tu kuzuba. It's also a place where they can come, feel like they're having a safe space.
Yeah.
So they can showcase their talents. So it's a place where there's everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So just where they can learn to be resourceful.
Yes.
You know, I feel like we talk about community work a lot in our country, but we're not very educated. Unasikianga ni watu wa NGO na watu wa CBO. Beyond that, aside from like, mnasaidia watoto, mnasaidia youth, mnasaidia vulnerable community members, a lot of people generally, haijakuwa like, you know, what do you call this? Household language. You know, what community organizers do, what a resource center is. So I like to ask those specific questions so that, you know, we educate anybody who wants to learn and give them a bigger scope, because I believe that when there's information, you have options of what to dream about.
Yeah, sure.
You can't dream about something you've never heard of.
Sure.
You know, you could create it. You know, there are people who've created things that didn't exist, but it's hard to dream without exposure.
Yes.
So when you were a young girl,
I'm still young.
You're still young. When you were a younger girl, when you were a small girl, small, and they were like, huyu ni msichana mdogo, kasichana kadogo.
Yes, sure.
Did you have a different dream?
Yes. I used to model.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to be Miss Kenya.
Wow.
Yes.
And then what, like, please tell me you went somewhere with that. Ulifika wapi na your
there
dream?
Was something called Dreams. I don't know if it's Dreams to Be or something. There's an organization that was doing something about talents in Kenya.
Okay.
And I started back in high school. So I was modeling in school. The organization came, and then we came to a place in near Catholic University.
All right.
So we were going to do our competitions there. I won. I had a couple of medals for modeling in high school.
So we ungekuwa, what were these people called? Something Face of Africa, where you know they go for those boot camps. Mna travel, sijui alafu unapewa deal ya Nivea. So that's what you want.
These agencies zikanipiga character development, and I was like, okay.
Ebu, tell us what happens there, please. I've never aspired to be a model. Me, I've always been a pum pum, and I didn't grow up in the time where pum pums were like, you know, there were no plus size models growing up.
Yeah,
it's like,
because right now we have plus size models.
Yeah, I used to celebrate my friends who are models, and I'm like, by the way, mimi hata, like, it didn't even bother me. Nilikuwa najua tu siko kwa hiyo equation, and I was okay with it. Yeah, so like, how did you how did you actually get into that? How did you, so the organizations came and then you sign up?
They came in school.
Yeah.
And then now I signed up, and that's it.
Okay. And so now with the agencies, what happened?
So after high school, obviously, my mom akaona I have this passion. So she looked for an agency, and then I was going for photo shoots.
Yeah.
For the training on the step 1, step 2, and all that.
Yeah.
But then gigs never came, and we were paying for all these photo shoots, and we were paying for all this training.
How much were you paying?
Like 5,000, 3,000, depending on.
So uingie ndio sasa ukue kwa agency yao. Yes. So this is like per month ama once off?
Registration was 5,000.
Okay.
And then for every photo shoot was 3,000.
This is what year?
Yeah.
Tuangalie the value of 5K. Which ilikuwa mwaka gani?
This was this was in 2018, 2017.
Yo, walikuwa na wakula pesa. 5K in 2018.
And so my mom is a believer of supporting dreams and everything.
That's
so
beautiful.
We were going for camps, for the modeling camps and all that.
Yeah.
But then now my mom said, hey, it's 1 year down the line and nothing.
Yeah.
So akaniambia tu wachana nayo. Ingia college, fanya course, and that's how the dream just died like that.
You know what I love about today? that social media has really exposed us.
Yes.
Like you can literally run your own business without, asking somebody to employ you.
Yes,
Now it really depends on how you brand yourself to get clients. Now that's where it might be tricky. But I feel like now that's something you can pick up, you style yourself, you put a photo, and then somebody will be like, okay, kuja unifanyie. So would you like to pick it up?
I don't think so.
You don't know?
Yes, I think that was a child dream. So
yeah, childhood dream.
I think now I've changed.
You've made peace with it.
Yes, I've made peace
and you're
with
content.
It, and I'm contented.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, I love, as long as you're content, it's okay. I normally tell people that when I was a child, one of my dreams was to kuchora.
Oh.
Yeah, squeeze in a charanga story.
Wow.
Nikaambiwa, oh my god,
unachora vizuri.
I could.
Wow.
Like saa ningechukua hii picha. Unaona venye Rosenjeria. So now what happened is that I would see art students. So my mom was just like your mom, a supporter of dreams, but also very practical and realistic. Am I gonna buy you this good quality pair of shoes that you want? Ama are we going to buy coloring pencils? And pale kuna level of exposure unafikanga and mzazi haelewi mbona tunanunua hizi vitu because hawajui.
Yes.
So yeah, anajua coloring pencils are just pencils. You go and buy the cheapest ones. Namwambia hapana, kuna Faber-Castell. Kuna zile good quality and they are not the same. Yeye haelewi because yes,
color.
Yeah, so sasa naona namchezea. So she'll be like, Adhoni, sasa mko kwa duka. Mliandika list, tulikuwa tunaandikishwa list. Umeandika but ujui price because alikuwa anatumia advertiser pamphlets. Sa ndio like by the time you're going shopping, you have your budget and maybe we'll see if we're gonna adjust it. Yeah. So now yeye anajua like hizo vitu they are like maybe 200 bob. Yeah. Tunafika pale zimeandikwa 500 bob.
Like,
that's more than double. And she's like, Z, nunua hizi. And I'm like, now I'm explaining to her, Mom, na wezi muonesha example ati kuna hizi zina pigment and they're not gonna be, she doesn't understand. So my mom used to be those people of like, I love you, I'm gonna support you, but once it comes to money, you have to choose. Sasa now I had not I used to see my friends when sasa their parents could go and buy whatever they wanted without fighting and debating, because I knew if my mom could afford everything she would have, but now it's like, no, you want a good pair of sports shoes because we used to play sports, so we're not gonna buy these colors. It's the priority. Choose which one is a priority. Yeah. And so sasa mi nilikuwa nimezoea kutumia my friends everything. My friends colors nini. Sasa pia nilikuwa naangalia their artwork. So now it really exposed me. I used to find the kids with the things, the tools that I didn't have. Vitu zenye sasa najua hizi vitu ni expensive kwa duka. So I'm like, nyinyi wase. So I used to really be friends with them. Nikaona venye saa walikuwa nachora. The ones who even used to go to art classes because wamelipiwa hizo classes extra after school. So now one of the things they used to do, and I forgot what it's called, unaweka picha, a real life picture.
And then
yeah, you put a line and then now you're going to, like, you cut it in half and then the other half, sasa, you're going to draw it in pencil.
What?
So yeah, you're going to reproduce what this photo is. Nusu yake ndio sasa we can compare. Like, unaikata, you paste it now on your canvas.
Wow.
Yeah. So now I used to do that and I'm like, imagine I can draw and I could.
Wow.
Should I tell you where that dream went?
Do you still draw? Or?
Let me tell you where the dream went. Niliambiwa nisome French ndio nini work for the UN. So, hapa ni UN. Amuoni hapa ni UN. Hapa ni UN. Maybe that's like, as far as that dream goes. And somebody asked me 2 weeks ago, like, Aki, that just sounds like a dead dream. Do you want to revive it? And I'm like, guys, imagine I made peace with it. Nilisikia uchungu, nilisikia vibaya.
Actually nakumbuka after nimeambiwa stop modeling, you go back to school, and I was trying to look for something that is in relate na modeling. So I was like, fashion and design. So I used I used to draw dresses I would love to model in. So I still have that book at home. So my dad told me, ati fashion and design, that is something you can learn on kwa YouTube, uingie. And that's how I did. Babangu alikuwa msomi.
Mlikuwa mbele.
Anasema, pana, hebu enda ufanye actually ni aliniambia nifanye human resource.
Okay.
So I think by the time nikuwe comfortable with the human resource thing, it took time.
Yeah,
to
heal.
To heal.
I don't know what kinds of parents we're going to be. Sijui kama pia sisi tutakuwa hiyo ya hebu kwa serious.
Aliniambia fashion and design ni kitu ya kusomea online.
Okay. Shout out to all the fashion designers. We see you guys. What? We see you. So sasa alafu kasema usomea ukusema but ukaamua.
Nikaamua.
Yeah, ukaamua kusomea HR. So now what did that expose you to? What was that experience like?
Ilini exposed to a lot of responsibility because I was not responsible.
Okay.
In terms of me myself and also how I relate with people.
Okay.
Just when you're in modeling, your attitude and all this.
Yeah, just a bright personality, drama.
So I had to calm down and know how to relate with people and understand people. So that's how I settled in HR. But too bad I've never practiced it.
Okay. So it's not too bad. You have the base knowledge. Ujasikia watu wenye wanasomeanga kitu alafu wanapelekea mzazi degree. I feel like we need to just get used to that idea.
Yeah.
That if there's anybody who like your child is doing the degree for you, imagine keep that certificate and make peace. Wacha nikwambie, it's the funniest thing because I wanted to study journalism. Do you know that my certificate is still in school? My certificate is still in school. God has opened doors for me in spaces. And degree yangu haiko. And I've never paid anybody for a job, and I've had 4 jobs since I graduated. So that's the most interesting thing, is that sometimes we tend to undermine ourselves and what we can do outside of the systems. So I'm just like, no, as long as you got something, because also I feel like being in campus is such an enriching experience for a lot of people and a lot of the time. And this is not to put down anybody who didn't get the opportunity or who chose not to go to campus, but there are things you get from sitting in a classroom and writing projects and dealing with lecturers and fighting for your grades and doing group work. There is something you get that you might not get ukwinje.
Yeah, sure.
So it just gives you skills of how to relate with the unnecessary stressful situations, to the point where you're not going to be very shocked when your colleagues are letting you down. You just be like, huyu ni wale walikuwa tunawekwa kwa group pamoja na tumi portion yake. And you're like, umezoea, like it doesn't kill you. So sisemi ati too bad. It's not too bad. We thank God that you have that foundation, because I feel like now the work which you're about to tell us about, the work that you're doing is all about people.
Yes.
And since your heart is in it, because where's the force issues for this long? Me, I believe even somebody who was doing it because of strategy and somebody who was doing it to position and align themselves, and maybe it's just because of money, where's the pretend time yote? Inafikanga mahali and you're like, you're not even paying me enough. We are suffering. We have problems. Let me go start a business. So why did you stick in a space where you have to now deal with people all the time, yet you wanted to be a diva, a creative, and now you have the choice because you have a qualification, but now you can do what you want or start off where you want. Why did you venture into this humanitarian space?
I think the satisfaction that came with it.
Okay.
There were times where nikiwa too stressed, I will just call children and then we'll dance.
Okay.
We'll just do dancing.
Ulianza wapi ndio ujue ati sasa there is this space where now you can...
Very funny. I used to be a business lady.
Okay.
Before 2020, in 2019.
All right.
I was selling eggs and milk.
Eggs and milk. Yes. Oh, my favorite things ever. Truly.
And
and
the neighbors, the business neighbors were asking me, mbona una hustle hivi vyote na hauna familia? Because I was so committed. I was waking up early because babu ya maziwa watu kununua mapema and the eggs niziende Wangige market actually.
I love that. Yeah, wow.
So
ulikuwa unauzia wapi?
Hapa tu Kawa West.
Kawa West.
Yes.
Na ulikuwa unafika Wangige?
I was in Wangige market by 4.
Yeah, wow.
Na hao watu wakiongea Kikuyu unajifanya pia mimi najua kuongea Kikuyu ndio pia nipewe yako ka price ka 240 270.
Yeah.
And then I come back home I sell at 400 450.
Oh my goodness.
But I used to have money.
No, that's commitment, because I know watu wagashi wenye wana struggling kuamka hiyo masaa. Nagashi iko tu hapo. Wow.
So then in 2020 COVID hit, and then watoto walikuwa mtatu.
Okay.
And then there's a way watoto wanapendanga kuja kunisalimia. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just from kitambo to
You have a roho nzuri.
Yeah, and sometimes napenda makeup yako, napenda vile umevaa. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
So this time I didn't used to have a freezer. So I used to carry the milk ikibaki.
Yeah.
Niende nayo kwa nyumba, I boil it.
Okay.
Isiharibike for tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So this one time I was carrying the eggs and also the milk in a bucket. So the children came and wakaniambia, si tukusaidie kubeba, tuko tu hatuna kitu ya kufanya.
Yeah.
So nikamwambia sawa. Kesho tukuja saa ngapi tukusaidie?
Oh wow.
So it became every time saa 10 nilikuwa nafunga saa 10 because it was a distance from where I stay. Kila saa 10 wanakuja kunisaidia kubeba.
Oh, that's so nice.
So I was like, hey, I have to reward them with something.
Yeah.
So nikamwambia on Sunday mkujange tupike mandazi and kachai tukunywe just for them to feel like nimewalipa something.
Yeah, and how many children there about?
There were around 6 of them.
Wow, that's
and
a whole family.
They were teenagers. Si
Okay.
wadogo, teenagers.
Okay.
Hapo wanakaa class 6, hapo class 7.
Yeah, you were giving them their life's purpose.
Yeah.
At that age, you're like, I must go and help. So, my life's mission today.
Yeah, so I think walikuwa wanajua tu saa 10 nilikuwa napata wamekaa mahali wananigojea. So on Sundays we will meet, take a cup of tea, nipike chai and some tumandazi with them. We will cook together.
Wow.
And then they will come with a kabiti speakers. You know this ka speaker vijana unatembea nazo mtaa.
No, we had them, all of us. I'm guilty. I learned, I stopped, but that was my whole life.
Wangekuja nayo cause mimi siko na speaker kwa nyumba.
Yeah.
We will put music and they will teach me how to dance.
Wow.
I'm not a good dancer, but they will teach me how to dance.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how it started. Slowly I will invite friends I would post on my status nini, and people will come, hey, I want to join you guys next time.
Sindio.
Yeah. So I will get friends who do mentorship and they will come and talk to us. Like ningewambia, msiongee sana ndisikwe kama preaching. So that's how slowly we started. I got interested with the mentorship part.
Okay.
Yeah, and slowly that's how the organization started.
I love that because that's community building, and it's so funny because I do something similar, like in a faith-based space where tunakuja, we shout at each other, we play Uno, we play games, charades, Una post, and then next week you're 30 of you.
Yes.
So at this point, I'm like, why are all these people here? Every Sunday after church, there's somebody who hosts us because my space isn't big enough, and I'm like, oh, why are they here? And I realized that there's so much need for community spaces.
Sure.
People don't even need to be eating. Because tunambianga wa say, kuja tu na 50 bob. Ama buy either a packet of milk or buy a loaf of bread. Because ukinunua, kama mi sina, whatever you've brought has covered 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And imagine that's what we do. We snack. Like we just, with chai, mkate. Kama kuna blue band, kuna BB, tuko tu sawa. And every Sunday there's a bunch of adults screaming at each other, and so naangalianga hao wase, and I'm like, you guys are enjoying this and you keep coming. Yeah, and that's so I'm relating so much with how community spaces really tend to draw people together.
Yeah, and
so,
I think it comes with a satisfaction because sometimes we will notice, it will be easy to notice if somebody has a problem.
True.
Because umezoea you're all vibing and everything, and then this one day maybe somebody is missing or ako too silent, so you know, oh, she has a problem. So it's a space, I think community space are nice, let me just say that
they are. Guys, don't be alone, and you don't need to have your besties. Just find people who enjoy playing. I'm gonna be 16 forever because I enjoy playing. Most people are very confused about my age because ukiniona uko nje nikicheza, I am a child.
Wow.
I love that. So now you decide to formalize this and make it an organization.
Yeah.
So what made that switch? Like, you're just like, okay, because at the end of the day, you need to make a living. And you were doing that with your eggs. And what wanakuuliza, are you so committed? That's a weird question. I don't know if anybody would ask us that in 2025. Do you think they would ask us that now?
No,
Why are you so committed?
I don't think so.
Like, people have, their eyes are open. Like, everybody needs to make money.
Yes.
So now, why did you decide, yes, it's a beautiful community space, but bado ungeendelea tu na business yako alafu hapa mnajibamba with these kids and your friends. But why did you decide that, no, now it's time for me to make this an official thing that I do formally?
So I stopped selling the eggs.
Okay.
After 2020.
Okay.
In 2021, I closed the business.
Okay.
I think I felt like I'm losing focus with the purpose of my life. So I started volunteering in another organization in Babadogo.
Okay.
So I think pia the children, I stopped vibing with them kidogo because now I was going to volunteer in another organization.
Your bucket carriers.
Yes. So I think I learned a lot in that organization. It was called Shadrach Juma Foundation.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something like that, but in a different way, because they were mentoring children. Everything they were doing was mentoring children in sports and also social life.
Okay.
But I wanted to do something different apart from they were doing football. So I was like, what about all those children who are not doing football?
Yeah.
And also, I was feeling like we should also follow up on how they're doing in school, at home, not only on the football part of it.
You're thinking like a parent. I love that.
So I was like, I want to do something like this. And since I'm only a volunteer here, before I start making changes in an organization that has been there for 10 years, so I decided, okay, I'll just go and start my own football team.
Wow.
And then I will follow up on what they're doing at home and also in school.
Yeah.
So I told my project manager in this organization, oh, by the way, do you know I've started a football team at my home?
Wow.
And she said, okay, let me support you with jerseys and a football.
That is so nice.
Ball. So that's how I started at Kahawa West.
Okay.
So then slowly, I started telling them, I don't think I'll be coming to Babadogo this week. I'm with my children here in Kahawa West. So
like, I have better things to do.
Nikaanza kuwatoka. Na hivyo ndo nikawatoka hadi saa nikakuwa na this team on Kahawa West.
Wow.
So we started with football with the girls. I was focusing with the girls only.
Me, when I was 12, they killed my football dreams. I'll tell you that when you're done sharing. I love that.
I first started with just general. They were mixed.
Right.
And then at my neighbor, there was this one girl who was playing football na watoto wadogo. Like she looked older than the others. And so I asked her, why don't you go to school? And then she said, mama anasema, kidogo pesa kidogo. So nikamwambia, come and join my football team.
Yeah.
And then I remembered I had this organization in Babadogo. Nikamwambia, hey, I have this girl who is not in school.
Yeah.
And she plays football vizuri sana.
Yeah.
So what can we do? So ndo wakaniambia, bring her for an interview. So they were doing football. Do you know football interviews?
No.
Unaambia pepeta, fanya pepeta 10, fanya sijui backlift. I don't know.
Like an audition.
Things. Yeah.
I love that.
And then they give them a chance to go in school.
Wow. So they use a sports scholarship of sorts.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So that's how this girl alilipiwa 4 years, 4 years in high school.
Wow.
So that's, I think it encouraged me, and I was like, okay, now I need more girls so that they're better in football and then they can be paid for school fees. And that's it. And up to date, I think this girl now is in Form 2.
Okay.
So she repeated, like she was in Form 3, then she was told she has to go back to Form 1.
Okay.
Because she had missed school for a long time.
So she needed to catch up with the system.
So now she's in Form 2.
All right.
So I think I now use her as an example to the rest to not give up. You know, girls, when they reach a certain age, they don't want to jump. They don't want to run. They don't want to do easy streaming. They just want to be girly.
Yes.
So she's I think she's a mentor to all these other young girls to continue with the talent that they have.
Yeah.
So pole nikaanza I was doing yoga.
Okay.
But then I've done a lot of things.
Okay.
So I was doing yoga.
Yeah.
So I started seeing Indian games. So I was like, how can I bring these Indian games to Kahawa West?
Okay.
So slowly I brought a game called Coco.
Coco.
Yes, there's Kabaddi. There's, I don't know if you've heard of Kabaddi.
I have not.
So there's Coco.
Uh-huh.
So I brought their other girls and boys who are not playing football. So I was like, si hatujui kucheza futa. So I was like, okay, let me introduce you a new game. So I brought one of the facilitators for Coco, wakawafundisha how to play it.
Okay.
And right now, I think they're the best junior teams in Kenya.
What happens in Coco? Ebu educate us. Like, can you just describe this game kidogo?
It's a traditional Indian game.
Okay.
It's played nkama icho. Unakumbuka icho?
Sa mimi, my background is in the deserts of Botswana.
Okay.
Nikikwambia zenye najua, tutashinda hapa tuki.
Najua watu wanajua. Najua kuna watu wanajua icho.
Okay.
But sasa iko na rules.
All
there
right.
are rules. There's a team that is being chased.
Okay.
There are chasers and all that.
All right.
There's kuna field mark pali ufai kupita. So there are all these rules.
So is it like tag?
Yes, it's like you just have to tap somebody.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's
cool.
a lot. It's more of a team building and focusing, and you need a lot of focus and strategy as a team to be able to catch the other team members.
Yeah.
So that's what we brought, and our team actually is the best. Or it's called Oasis Warriors.
Oasis
Yeah.
Warriors. That's such a beautiful name.
Yes, Oasis Warriors.
Nitakuja mnifunze. Mi
It's
napenda
a very
games.
interesting game. Actually,
Okay.
right now they are having their Junior League series on 7th June.
Wow.
Yes.
Yani Junior League. Mewaifika wapi kwa league?
Nakwambia.
Hey, league. That's a serious thing. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then later on, for me to get the Oasis team, there's a school in Kawa West.
Yes.
Where they do feeding program
Okay.
for the children.
Okay.
So they only give them food.
Right.
So I was like, I think sasa now the aspect of education came in because now we're just giving them food and that's it.
Okay.
So after I brought the Coco game, I was like, okay, you tell me, what grade are you in? What do you do? Which school do you go to? How do you perform?
Yeah.
And then I know nikageto hivi.
Yeah.
So I noticed majority of them Kiingereza kidogo hawayuko sawa. So I decided, okay, we'll be doing storybook reading.
Okay.
So that's how the storybook reading came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys are doing with the Uji. It's the feeding program.
Yes, because sometimes they will not do the feeding because they don't have food.
Yeah.
So the children will just come with plates. Wapate, leo hakuna food, warudi home.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I saw that's a like a niche. Unajua unaonanga space.
A gap.
A gap.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. You'll not just come to take something for free. You
Right.
have to gain something out of it.
Right.
Because you'll eat food and then what's
And then
next
what?
tomorrow?
Yeah.
So I wanted to build them because they are children. I was like, okay, I'll teach you how to speak English. And the only way you'll do that is by reading the storybooks.
Yes.
Just small storybooks. And then share it with your friends. Yeah. So that's how it started.
That is so inspiring.
Yeah.
Inanikumbusha pale, there's a place a couple of friends and I normally go, Kangemi Resource Center. So it's a similar situation. Mimi niliinvitiwa. So there's kids from sijui pipi what unaangalia huyu mtoto unaweza mbeba hivi na mkono moja, you know, and so now there's different levels of reading and unawasomea and you're like, these kids are brilliant, but they're not familiar with this language. And yet they're going to school. Mmoja ni wa grade 1, grade 2, grade all the way up to grade 6. And you're just like, mbona hawajui kusoma? And it makes you so sad because maybe for you at that age it was easy.
Yeah, it was easy.
You're like, no, this child has been deprived of so much. So now speaking of that, because I know how much joy I get when I see somebody who lacked confidence an hour ago.
Yes.
Sahi, ana break with confidence. Anavunja hiyo kizungu with confidence. You know, hiyo confidence ndio wamepata, kizungu itakam eventually. What satisfaction do you get, you know, when you see how it changes these kids? Because for me, it's the smiles on their faces and the confidence. And I know this word. What's that like for you?
I think I just smile every time I see these achievements, small achievements.
Yes.
Because sometimes I tell them, you guys bring me your reports. Siku hizi sijui wako na kitabu ingine. Siku hizi si report cards. Siku hizi they have this book, excellent, average, I don't know.
Yes, syllabus imesonga.
I don't even know how to read that report.
Right.
But nawambianga sa they bring me the exam paper.
Okay.
So majority wanambianga ati mi nakuletea ya English juli nimepass. Kuzi like hajapass ile 90 or 100%.
Yeah.
But ametoka from 10 to some
I'm
improved.
Yes.
Alafu they'll come and tell me, msosi ulisema hata kukiimprove na moja unanipatia sweetie. Like I give them tokens of lollipops.
Wow.
So like anakuja na insist, ulisema nikiongeza na 1 mark, you give me a lollipop.
That's
and they'll
so
bring
nice.
me. So I like,
I mean, ningekumalizia sweetie acha nikwambie 1 mark. I'm like, mi napata zote.
It gives them a motivation of, okay,
Yes.
let me just improve with 1.
Yeah.
So that,
And are there students who never bring their papers?
Yes, they are. Hey.
So what do you do like with them?
With them, I encourage them with the reading story part.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe anaweza kosa kupita exam, but maybe anaweza jua slowly how to read slowly, and then maybe in future itakuja tu hiyo kupita.
Okay.
And some of them don't go to school.
All right.
Unfortunately, they dropped out and all that from class 6, class 5. Unapata hawaendi shule.
Yeah.
So hawa ndio sasa na focus sana on the reading part and also mentoring them.
Yeah.
And also trying to partner with other organizations who can give them skills, because right now we don't have resources to give them the skills. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny that you've said that, you know, about like, you know, their background, finances and all of that. Because I was going to ask you, so how entangled in the home affairs of these kids, because I feel like it's impossible to just umekunywa uji umesoma. At some point somebody will come crying. At some point somebody will not even show up for a couple of sessions.
Yes.
So what does that look like for you now, the behind the scenes of what these kids are are going through? How much of that do you have to address from from time to time?
I usually don't like to go deep to their family challenges.
All right.
Because sometimes unaweza jua vitu mingi that you don't have
overwhelmed.
Yeah, you're quite overwhelmed, and also you don't have the power to change in it.
Yeah.
Like to change the situation.
Okay.
So what I do is I follow up with the parents. Every child who comes to my program, I write their name and their parents' number.
Okay.
And then if they don't show up, I call and I ask, leo nani hajakuja, why? Maybe aniambie something happened was hivyo sasa.
Okay.
And also there is a way we identify the needy cases.
All right.
Whereby you can be able to tell a child who is needy and that who is average, according to how they socialize with their peers.
Okay.
And they're just those small children who like sitting alone.
Yeah.
So you'll just notice huyu kuna vile
akona low self-esteem.
Yes.
And what's causing that?
And obviously most of these things come from home.
Yeah.
Like something is happening at home.
Yeah.
Doing cause the loneliness or just trying to
the isolation.
Yeah, the isolation. So those are the ones we follow up on.
Okay.
Yeah, we call the parents, we ask them, is it okay if we come visit? Because pia usende uwashtue tu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are they normally open to that, the parents?
Yes. Some of them.
Okay.
Because others are drunkards, so they'll ask questions. Taki ukuje kwangu, they'll think you're social
workers.
Yeah, you're trying to take the kid from them.
Oh, wow.
So some will tell you not to come.
Okay.
But some will.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so far in this beautiful work that you're doing, then how important is it for organizations like yours? But hata hujatuambia jina.
Jina ni the Rise CB community-based organization.
The Rise community-based organization.
But tunajitanga TROGS, the rise of a great society.
I walked through a little bit of your, was it Facebook? I think it was Facebook. And I was just like, this is just such a beautiful name. For me, it was the name. Mimi kusema ukweli, I don't always like looking at the socials of community-based organizations because it's not entertaining. It's not content creation. It's real life. It's like we went to this event, ni kama CV, which is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, as in it's not entertaining. So you look at it, there's a reason why you're on the page.
Yes.
Like in the end, just the name, I'm a poet, I love words. The name is so beautiful.
Yeah,
it doesn't sound like suffering.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry to other organizations.
Thank you.
Wacha tu nisichome. And so the part that got me was the Uji stories, and I just thought this is something I would do as an adult.
Yeah.
Not because nikona sijui I have a need and I'm just like, no, I would just love to do that. So do you is this now just based on the kids, or has it expanded into something that also includes adults? You know, have you is that something that happens?
Actually, we started the Uji program outdoors, like where we were doing the feeding program.
Yeah.
I will tell children, uko na storybook home? Kuja nayo. Ama from my neighboring home, I will ask the parents, unaweza nisaidia storybook? So that niende niwasomee.
Wow.
Or
and that's smart. Cost effective.
There was a time it was so bad
Yeah.
that nilikuwa natumia YouTube, nasikiza story,
And then you come and tell. But that's creativity.
Because now I had to come up with interesting stories.
Yeah.
To narrate to them
Yeah.
and also ask them questions.
Wow.
So I had to look for something relatable.
Yes.
And then now I can say we now have a library space.
Ooh, congratulations.
Where it's not only children books,
okay,
but also adult books.
So I'm catered for because I love to read.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would read anything.
For the whole community.
Okay.
So I usually look back to where I started and I'm looking at the shelves and I'm like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Now, everyone can now come and have a space, take a book, just read. You know, tunapoteza the culture of reading.
Yeah.
Because now we have everything on the phone.
Yeah. So. By the way, actually, when I feel like this gets in the way because nimejaribu kusoma ebooks, let me tell you, it's not the same as a physical book.
Yeah,
So I don't know what it is, because tuseme nimeweka simu airplane mode, data is off. Bado there is something in my brain that tells me hii simu naeza enda wapi, naeza enda wapi. So there is a lack of focus even if I am intentional to be focused.
Yes,
Kuna venye ukichoka unajua unaweza fungua WhatsApp. Unaweza ingia Instagram.
Yes.
And I think that works against me because I'm those kids who could spend the whole day reading. Amnipati karo ako wapi, ako kwa bedroom, amesoma the whole day.
Wow.
The whole day. I used to be those kids even as an adult when you know, past my teenage years. Sai ni ngumu.
Yeah.
If you ask me how many books I have on this device, it's a shame. And I still buy physical books, but reading them feels like I have to start learning the culture again. So I really love spaces that encourage reading, because reading, wanasemanga, you can go everywhere.
Yes, true.
Me, I used to go to China. Saa hivi kuna vitu zingine najuanga and somebody's like, ulijua aje? And I'm like, I don't know, but I must have read it somewhere. It became real.
True. Yeah, it's true.
Yes. And yeah, so I was asking, what do community spaces, you know, that cater to children in this kind of, what do they do for the society aside from the people that are being catered to, you know, the kids that are coming, the adults that will come once in a while? Do you feel like it changes the community ama inasaidia tu wenye wanakuja?
I feel like it changes the community because where I've now set up the space where the organization is right now, it's not in the ghetto pali watoto wanatoka.
Okay.
So they have to walk a distance to come where it is.
All right.
So I feel like if it was not there, these children will not be coming around this place. And it's not only those children coming, but also these other children who they don't come for the Uji program or the feeding, like they are well off. They don't, but they come to read. So once they come to one space, all of them, they have something in common. They're all there to read. So they're able to share, and also I think the exposure for these ones and these ones, they're able to know, oh, there are children who sleep hungry.
Yeah.
Or there are children who can speak English. So I can also speak English.
Yeah.
So this for the adults, I don't know, but I feel like our watoto wakiwa wakubwa, they'll be able to relate together. Because saizi watu wa hii area, kuna vile they don't socialize with watu wa hii area.
Yeah.
Just because of the difference of...
The socio-economic class.
socio-economic class.
Yeah.
So I feel like our watoto wakiwa wakubwa, they'll be friends and they'll be able to relate together.
I love that. Kenya will do that. Something about our country. I love our country, but something about I'm rich, you're poor makes it very hard for us to become friends and to socialize.
Yes,
because it's in the mind. Uyu haizi nielewa. So it might not be that unajajiwa ama umewekwa hapo kando utajiambia we mwenyewe.
Yes.
And it's that's something that it nachokanga.
Actually, there was a time kijana mwingine aliniambia, I think pia mimi nitaanzanga kungara. Julie, like anaona hao watoto wengine.
Yeah.
Like
wanakaa
ni wasafi.
Right. Right.
So akaniambia, I think pia mimi nitaanza kungara. So you see,
alikuwa how old?
He's like 15.
No, that's valid.
So you see, it's changing his mentality.
Yeah.
I don't have to wear dirty clothes and all this. So maybe haushangi manguo, but now he's getting this mentality like
it's
I have
good
to wash, I have to look clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this
There's
is a
value.
positive thing that he's getting from socializing with these other children.
Yeah.
But kama hangekuwa anakuja hivyo, angekuwa tu pale mtaa amekaa tu hivyo.
Ako tu venye yako. I love that so much. Exposure. Exposure is so, you know, people underrate it, but you know, you can't take that for granted. I have a close friend mwenye, he speaks really good English. So I'm like, saa kizungu yako ulitoa wapi? Because based on the stories, nini, akaniambia that, no, when I was young, kuna shule where my parent was working, and so we were able to, this is kindergarten, standard 1, standard 2. You know, so inaweza kuwa shule yenye, they can't afford, but then unaenda hapo, una interact with the kids. Kids, foreigners, white kids, you know, just very well off Kenyans as well. Sasa, I'm like, so literally you want to tell me the way you communicate. Akaniambia, no, nilikuwa na beshte wa US, and they were brother and a sister, and they were my friends.
Wow.
And I used to be like, oh my God, they speak so well, because now these other people, they could speak, but they were not speaking English well. And I'm like, kama ni kizungu si basi tuongee kama watu wenye wanajua.
Yeah.
And so he started picking up to the point where I'm like people are like, "Sa, hii accent ulitoa wapi nini nini," you know, the mannerisms, understanding a culture outside of the scope that you are exposed to. And sa inakuanga very interesting because labda ukiangalia mali wazazi walitoka, ukiangalia even the jobs maybe wazazi wanafanya, and the neighborhoods they grew up in, at no point should this person have been so exposed. So ukimmeet, unaweza dhani this person went to a group of schools, was raised by well-to-do parents, and all the parent did is expose them to other children who are well off, to the point where their mentality is, mi siezi enda huko, hata uko na maringo because you have standards, you understand this is where we are, lakini this is not a good level. Mi nataka ile, like mbona, why should I settle for this? So at the end of the day, for my friend, it was not about money. It's about sina pesa ya nyumba, hata sina do, but when I get money, this is the kind of house I aspire to, because I have seen the kind of houses people live in. So mimi, I won't just look for kanyumba kamabati mahali. I'm gonna look for a beautiful bedsitter yenye iko na counters, and it has gypsum, and I'm like, bedsitter gypsum, bro, like uko sawa? It's like, yeah, watu wako nayo, mbona ni, you know, if I don't want a big house, why should I want to be happy, and people are living in those kinds of houses, so why should I not? So for me, it's dreaming. Reading and exposure for me, ilinisaidia tu could dream bigger, and I think that's what it is. Just an example, na even ndio wanasemanga wase kama Lupita and what's her name, our fave, Elsa Majimbo,
okay.
Yes, and people like that is representation, seeing yourself, you know, just being able to see that, okay, if you can do it and you look like me, then pia mimi naeza. And I think that that's the most beautiful thing with, you know, what your program is doing, and just creating that exposure. So now I want to ask about now the behind the scenes, the structures, the setting up the organization. What does that look like to set it up? Unaamka siku moja, unaandika kwa Facebook, unaanza kuweka picha, or is it more, you know, having it registered, all of that? What does that process look like? Because I'm sure there's people who are interested and they don't know where to start.
I think you first have to start, because before you go and get the certificate, you'll have to have your minutes. So meaning you must be doing something.
So it has to exist.
It has to exist before going to get the certificate. Yes. And then later on, now with your minutes, you have the secretary, you have your treasurer, and you there as the chairperson. And then you have members, because you can't run an organization by yourself. So you must have people who you're doing it with.
All right.
And then now you have activities. You also have a constitution that is governing you guys. And then now you have your roles there and all the responsibility for each member or for each person who has a chair. And then now you go and get your certificates.
Hizo certificates zinapatikana wapi? Tuseme me, I want to start one soon. I have all these people. Where am I going?
Depending on the area that you are, I think kuna... for example, mimi niko saidi ya Kasarani. Kasarani ndio nini yangu. So nitaenda kwa Kasarani, waitangwa DCO, ama sijui waitangwa au how what. So I'll just go there. Like me, I went to the chief. I first asked the chief. I want a certificate for my organization. So where should I go? Where should I start? So the chief ndo akaniambia, do you have minutes? Do you have this? Do you have this? Then he sent me to Kasarani. Yes. And then I wanted my organization to run across Nairobi. So when I was in Kasarani, I said that. Then I was told, okay, go to Nyayo, because now you'll have a certificate that is able to help you to work in Ruaka, to work in like, different places, not only in Kahawa West. So that's why I went to Nyayo, and then I was able to register my certificates.
And now what does that look like financially? Is it something that, you know, is it something like sai lazima niwe na kitu kwa M-Pesa? Ama what does that look like? Ebu give us figures of like, what does it look like to register an organization? Because we want to educate future business owners, future UCBO owners.
Yes. To register, I don't know if they've changed, but you should have 5,000.
5,000?
Yes.
Ile ulikuwa unapea agents.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Imagine that those are how many organizations ungekuwa umeanza. But so we were supporting teams.
And then you're good to go.
So if I say 5,000, I could start an organization like the Rise of a Great Society.
Yes.
Now, what has this organization done for you as a woman who's now in a position of, I have an organization? You know, when we were young, kila mtu alikuwa anataka kuwa CEO, business owner. Like, I feel like most of us thought that, you know, that's for big people. And now we are the big people. Kila mtu akona the job they do, and wengine wakona pia hiyo, and then a job that an organization that they are running, a business that they are running. So what does that look like for you as a woman who's in a position of power? Is it ani kawaida, ama you're like, hey, hapa, I'm a woman enyewe, I have to behave a certain way? What does that look like?
It's not a kawaida thing.
Okay.
Because you have people who are looking up to you.
Right.
So there's a way you have to be like a role model to a lot of people.
Okay.
And also giving you a position in the society, whereby there's a time women come and tell me, nimetumwa na mama nani kwako. So it means that people are able to refer you to people for help.
Okay.
And also having government officers like the chief calling you and asking you, unaendelea aje, and kuna mtu natuma hapo. So it means you must have good values for people to be able to trust you with such positions.
Yeah.
So you don't just have an organization and unakaa tu. And also I think I had to let go of a lot of friends because now you can't preach what I endure. So I had to change the way of life, niache happy mingi. Yes, so it calls for a lot.
So about walk me, I'm very curious. You may mention letting go of a lot of friends.
Yes.
So the first one is why are we letting go of these people? Like shida ilikuwa wapi? Because I just want us to draw a realistic picture of, if you say you're serious about, you know, doing what Mso is doing, why are we losing friends in the first place?
Like for me, I am doing a lot of mentorship to the youth and also to the children.
Okay.
And also I don't want to say the Gen Z or
lakini choma tu imagine hapa tunasema hapa tunakuanga tunasomewa kila siku,
but
Gen Z millennial.
I started immediately after college.
Okay.
So hapo watu wengi wanatafuta job, kuna the weekend thing, you have to go out, sherehe.
Yeah.
So I was doing all this.
Yes.
But then I would miss projects on Saturday because now I was out on Friday. I have this hangover thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I would call somebody, maybe my secretary, and tell, hey, leo siyuko. Kuna vile naumwa na kichwa.
Yeah.
So I will see like I am trying to build something, but I am not letting go of people that are pulling me down. And also I'm pulling myself down by just relating with them.
Wow.
So it depends with what your organization is doing. So I'm doing a lot of mentorship on mental health, which involves a lot of drug abuse and so there's no way I will go somewhere and start telling them that sherehe ni mzuri lakini but mimi on Friday I'm there.
Yeah, bottoms up. Unachafua.
So I will tell my friends, hey, mi mnite bash za mchana.
Right.
Ikifika certain time, I'm supposed to be home. Do you get enough sleep?
So early in the morning you're fresh.
Early in the morning I'm fresh to do my activities. So people be like, atwiti mso. So that's how nilianza mso's okay, like seriously uko serious
waliboeka na wewe.
So that's how I lost friends.
I love that, and I feel like that's shedding unnecessary weight. You know, and I love that your story has nothing to do with tulikosana, tulifight, nilibiwa pesa. It's just there is a level that you grow to that just requires you to shed off. Because ndege kuna venye wanawekea ndege a weight limit, the airplane. You know, that's why they check your luggage. That's why everything is checked. They know passengers, so an average human being weighs under this kgs. So now if we have 200 seats, then roughly this is how much we're catering for. And then per bag, now for this 200 passengers, everybody should have their 23 kg and then 10 kg hand luggage. And that means that now if you carry beyond that, your ndege kuna mali tafika and it's not going to be, you know, moving smoothly. And I think that that's a lot of thought process, emotional labor that a lot of people in leadership, it surprises them. That why are you losing friends? And there's a reason why a lot of people at the top wanakuanga with their 2-3 other friends and not 6 million people.
It's true.
Yeah, if you want to focus on something, wezi kuwa na kila mtu. Because pia dream ni yako. Ulipewa peke yako na hiyo sherehe kama ikusaidii, it's okay if that's a reason why you're parting with people.
Yeah.
Now, have you found other people that are like-minded in those spaces now in
Yes.
your leaders? Now, interacting with those people, has that, it's like, see, tuko tu same. Do you sometimes feel awkward, weird, or, imposter syndrome? What's that been like for you?
I think I found people that I can relate with. I am into clubs.
Okay.
There are community clubs, like there's YMCA. I don't even know YMCA.
I do know
YWCA.
Yeah.
So they have clubs with the youth. So that's where most of the time, if I want to spend my time, I go to the clubs activities.
Okay.
Meetings. So there's fun sherehe where you don't have to involve alcohol or anything, but you're having fun.
Yeah.
Because me, I usually love to. Hata hizo sherehe nilikuwa naenda sikuwa nakunywa sana.
Yeah.
So just there for the vibe.
For the socialization.
Yeah, for the socializing.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, this is a space that I love, sasa. Because now I get people who I can invite them to because sasa my friends back then, I could not tell them ati kujeni to pikie watoto.
Yeah, it's
They'll
not
be
fun.
like, yeah.
Ways of fun in that.
Yeah. So, but how we will come to pikia watoto, we'll dance with the children.
Yeah.
Then we'll later go back home to cheza hizo board games. Manini. Like it's something you still mnafanya koka vibe session and you're still having fun.
And you're adding value.
Yes. And we'll have discussions, discussions that involve the community projects and also our personal lives. And it's just fun.
Clean, healthy fun.
Yes.
I'm a huge advocate. So I used to tell people when I was in campus that, guys, me, I love dancing. I love enjoying myself. So I like, see, twende sherehe. And I'm like, hakuna mtu mwenye ananisikia. Like, you guys are not understanding. I don't drink. I don't want to see anybody doing bend over with anyone. Mi nitawakasirikia. Mi nimeokoka, but I want to dance.
Yes.
You go to the Christian spaces, they're like, Hayat, you want to dance? Kwani we ni mse wa sherehe? And I'm like...
No, it's just...
And that's how I became a team builder. Because hapo ndio niliona watu wakishout, wakirukaruka, wanakimbizana. And I'm like, this is what I want. Here, we don't need alcohol. Tumekasirikiana, tume-work out. Tumefurahi, tumelearn kitu, and at the end of the day you feel you know, and there's also moral lessons to learn. There's always a lesson at the end of it. Like kuna venye that clean healthy fun hata Monopoly. Sasa tumecheza umenikasirikia. Now we know that you have anger management. We know this one should never be in politics. They are gonna steal all the money, and this one here will be conned. Protect this one at all costs, because huyu ndio ataskamiwa out of the whole of this group.
Funny thing, spendi kucheza Monopoly.
Upendi kucheza mbona?
Aishangi ni ndefni.
Unaipea your 6 hours and you bring committed people. By the way, if you want to learn commitment, just have at least 6 people. 6 people, watu wenye hawana haraka.
Wako tu hapo.
It becomes fun ukiipea time. Yeah, hiyo ikuangi ni kama chess. Have you ever played chess?
No.
You can't rush chess.
Obviously.
And you won't enjoy it if you're impatient.
Nataka ufikirie sana.
Lazima ufikirie na mkiwa hapo 2 hours, that's the fun of it. It's in the long game. So it's the same with Monopoly.
Okay.
Yeah, ni kama niongea vibaya.
Unajua kwa cards, call me kwa cards. Poker.
Uno.
Zote hizo sasa.
All those things. Tutatafutana. Imagine we look, we just exchange our fun, our, Okay, now we have about 20 minutes left of this conversation. Now, what does it, again, let's go to the behind the scenes. You've described, what does it look like to be a woman in leadership? Now you're interacting with different people, how that has impacted your friendships and all of that. What are the challenges of running your organization and similar organizations other than what the kids are going through? Is it just like, as long as we get it started, we're smooth sailing, or are there certain roadblocks that you found along the way that you're sure, pia watu wengine wanapitia? Yeah, walk us through that.
I think fundings.
Okay.
Because the organization obviously can't run without money.
Yeah.
So money is the big challenge.
Okay.
In terms of doing the projects and also the activities with the children.
Right.
And also having volunteers. Kwa sababu unajua kwa organization ukisema salary ndo mjakuwa NGO. It's
going
difficult.
to be hard because you can't assure.
So getting people who can volunteer their time is also a challenge.
Yeah.
And especially young people. Watu wanataka kuja mahali watalipwa. So it's hard to get such people.
Yeah.
And pia kupigwa character. There's a time I was called to an event with I do also young women empowerment programs.
Okay.
So these teenage mothers have taken them somewhere to an event. They have performed, they have acted, they have danced. And there was a check by just one of the members kwa hiyo event, akawapea check.
Yeah.
And so, they're expecting the check has already come, but kuna mtu mwenye ako hapo katikati broker, pesa haijawahi fika. So there's such challenges that come with now the women obviously think have eaten their money,
Yeah.
So kuna such issues, small organizations that are coming up, people tend to take advantage of them.
True.
Because they know you don't have that I don't know nitaisema aje, but they just know, okay, our tumewa invite, they just small, they just started up juicy.
You're not influential. Hauna jina kubwa.
Yes, hauna jina kubwa. Nobody knows you guys.
Yeah.
So hata hiyo pesa ikitajwa,
hakuna mtu
atawasaidia ati kufollow up or anything.
Right.
So there are people who are taking also advantage of small organizations.
That's sad.
And they are also organizations too bad. Yeah.
So shame on them, honestly.
Yeah, kabisa.
Them and watu wenye wameshikilia
Rosemary. But mimi nilifuatilia kabisa, lakini nikafika mahali nikaona
ukachoka.
My mental health pay is important.
I understand you.
So I think those are the main challenges that we are facing. And also just getting people who can donate, not in terms of fundings, but also just small things like food, clothes, is also a challenge.
Right.
Watu wanataka kupeleka kwa children's home.
Yeah.
Yes, and then now we get calls from children's home. Store yetu imejaa vitu.
That's a good problem, though. It's a good problem.
It's a good problem.
Yeah.
But I think mentality ya watu ni watu wanataka usaidizi ni wale wako children's home peke yake.
Right.
They don't see like their neighbor or somebody can benefit from unga moja or nguo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's just awareness, which is why it's important to have these conversations. To know, ukiona mso somewhere out there, just ask her, unga itakusaidia aje? Labda hiyo unga ya uji.
Yes.
Maybe sugar, footballs, things like that. Maybe there's somebody who's gonna come, they need a handkerchief. The colors I was talking about.
Yes,
they might coloring books,
books,
stuff like that. So no, I hear you now. You've mentioned something about getting volunteers. Everybody wants to be paid, and I understand everybody wants value for their money. So now, what does it look like to get value as a volunteer? Because if you're not paying me, na mimi sielewi, me, I've been brought up by parents who volunteered everywhere. All the time, and they're like, as long as you can help, go. I volunteer in people's kitchen, and we're the ones being served. Si ndio wageni, mi niko pale natafuta mama nyumba nikusaidie, but you've not peeled carrots. Yeah, can peel. They're like, no, it's fine. I've been raised like that. So that was nurtured in me from a young age.
Yeah.
And you don't need to explain to me as an individual, because I learned the value of volunteering. It is so rewarding. You learn so much.
Yes.
But sasa huku nje, mtu mwenye sasa haelewi, alafu pia hapa ana chakula, sijui ana nini.
Yeah.
Like, nyi mnatuchezea, ni volunteer for what?
For what, yeah.
Can you, why is volunteering important? Even if maybe you need money, and in that moment that organization cannot give you money, why should people volunteer anyway?
I think for exposure.
Okay.
And also learning. You get to learn a lot when you volunteer.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing something when you're expecting something in return.
Yes.
So you're just doing it with your all.
Right.
So I think exposure and learning. I was volunteering one day serving tea in a club.
Yeah.
At the Wise Men International. There's a club called Wise Men International.
Yeah.
So I was just serving tea. And somebody noticed me. And after the end of the meeting,
yes,
akaniuliza, what do you do?
Yeah.
So you see, it's giving you people are able to see you.
You rub shoulders.
Yeah.
With your next connection.
It can be a small service,
right,
but people notice.
Yeah.
So this is how I got a donation of 10 cartons of sanitary towel just by serving cups of tea.
Big.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so big because if I wouldn't serve that cup of tea, hangeniona na hangeni notice.
Right.
But if you're in a community space and you're volunteering, people notice. Let me just say people notice.
Yes.
And also you're in spaces where you can want internship or something like that. Maybe you're a student and you want an internship or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. And just free networking.
Free networking.
Yeah. You leverage yourself. Squeezy, everything is all about strategy. Social media, align yourself. Ukipost, target, do this, let the content, unge post too, but now think about who's gonna watch it and how can you leverage that into like a financial situation. Our mind, because of I think what we've seen is possible, number one, but number two, which is the heavier one, just people really needing to make money to eat, to stay afloat. I wouldn't even focus on people who want a good life, a high life, soft life, just somebody needing unga, stima, pesa ya rent, which is fair. I think it's underrated how useful these things are. Now, again, I think I had shared that my certificate is still in the university. That's one of my testimonies, because for me, I worked on a word that I had, I'm a very prayerful person, and there was a word I was given that, you think you have qualified yourself, let me show you that it is me so that's what God said to me. But now what is on my CV is years of volunteering in team building, in event organization, behind the scenes, stage managing, team building, church. That is literally vitu zimeja kwa CV yangu. My actual professional work experience is less than 2 years in terms of formal employment. But all the work I did all these years, volunteering. And you learn skills, because now if you're able to just go onto the internet or ChatGPT, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and angalia how now to put that information, that I was playing football with kids, nikuwa nawapea uji, nawasomea, there's a way to present that information that is actually so useful to an organization somewhere that will pay you money, because it means that you can coordinate. You have leadership skills. You have team management skills. And for me, that's what I learned from a young age, that there are very big organizations like even the United Nations that will hire you as a volunteer. And as soon as you leave there, you and a manager in somebody's company are on the same level as far as experience. And uku inje, for young people that are like, I'm not to me for exposure. In the media industry, that's a struggle. And I'm sure for somebody who was a model, you understand that thing of don't pay me with exposure. But on this other end, when it comes to community-based organizations, literally that exposure is actually worth money in future. Because if an organization is looking, you're in the media space, or you aspire to work in media, and so you go volunteer to run somebody's camera. Do you know by the time they're looking for 2 years experience, you're qualified? It might not have been a formal contract, but as long as you can get a reference, you can get a reference, or you have evidence, like I've been doing, this is my work, I have a portfolio, this is where I started off, hapa ndio nimekuwa. So this is just to young people out there, when them souls of the world are looking for volunteers, when organizations are looking for interns, and for whatever reason they are unable to pay, we need to be jumping into those opportunities, because that's how you started. Also, as a volunteer, and you learned. I learned. You are able to build what your organization would look like because you volunteered somewhere. And see, you didn't need the money. Why did you stay? Why did you stay at that space where you were volunteering?
It's because I was on all sessions for computer classes. They were also offering computer classes.
Look at
with
that.
Ajira.
Wow.
So I was joining because I'm in the organization as a volunteer. So they were paying. Those who were coming for the class, they were paying, but I was not paying. That's why I got the certificate. And I was just a volunteer there.
I love that.
So I think you also, apart from just getting the experience, those programs that are running in the organizations, you were able to access them for free. Well, maybe other people are paying, or
and don't just sit home. Employers hate those gaps in our CVs. They're like, it's okay, you're a superstar, but for these 2 years,
what have you been doing?
You just dropped off. No, find somewhere to volunteer. Bora tu kona fair. And most organizations could give you fair. At least. Ya
kufika. And it's also important to add those small volunteering activities you've been doing in your CV. Unaweza iachilia, and maybe that's what is going to give you that job.
True. My dad's CV nakuanga a whole handout. You know how they say let it be 3 pages?
Kitabu.
That man does not care about your 3 pages format. He's like, tangu niwe high school, sijui nilikuwa head boy, I'm not leaving it out. Mtachoka na CV yangu, but whoever has value for me, nawaandikia kila kitu. So I learned from that. Even as I'm trying to squeeze everything into 3 pages, I'm like, anything I've done, let the employer decide that this is too much. As long as it's well presented.
Yes.
That's another thing. Okay, so imagine we've come to the end of our conversation.
Wow.
Yeah, we have. So I just want you to talk to other community organizers like yourself, people who are working in community spaces, somebody who wants to be a humanitarian, they don't even understand what that is, and they're discouraged, some are they're just starting off. And also a young person who is sitting at home, maybe they're there, wanakuliwa pesa na agencies, just to say something to them.
Maybe I can just say, just start. If you have an idea, you have something you want to do, just start.
Yeah.
And let me say, there's a book that I usually teach. It's called Tupuku. The only person you cheat is you.
Okay.
So in this book, it says pain is a must. So don't think you'll start something and people will just come and donate, or maybe biashara ita top up to hivyo.
Yeah.
You'll have to go through those challenges you're going through. Those are the pain that we say is a must.
You're telling my future incoming 6-pack. Pain is a must.
Pain is a must.
Yeah.
So you don't think you'll... pia kwa kazi, ukianza, if you're employed and you're starting out a certain position, there's few things you have to learn. Ndio ukue perfect kwa your position.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying just pain is a must.
Okay.
And just know that the only person you cheat is you. So if you don't start, you're the only person you're cheating.
You're wasting your own time.
You're wasting your own time.
Yeah.
And maybe nasikianga mtu akisema ati Mungu ananyang'anyanga watu talent. So maybe nilikuwa nasikia ati ulikuwa unaimbanga kama ukosa kuimba Mungu atanyang'anya hiyo sauti ape mtu mwingine. But ya talent inazimwa. So if you don't start, somebody somewhere else is starting and is doing it.
Yes. I believe that. They say E-Quote, it's a book. I'm sure now they are teaching it as life lessons. Why A students work for C and D students. And that's essentially because your smarts work kwa kitabu, but you don't have street smarts. You don't know how to apply uko nje. So unaona, Karo anajua kuongea kizungu, unatumia wapi? Unapatana na watu YouTube hawajui kizungu lakini wamepersist. Na simu broken. Wewe uko na iPhone, you're waiting for a perfect camera with your perfect English group of schools. Unakasirikia watu YouTube ati sasa hii ni content gani? But where is yours?
Yes.
Where is yours?
Yes.
You haven't started. There is no comparison.
Yeah, sure.
You know, now you have to look at yourself and how terrible people are and how they wamejaza spaces that you could be flourishing in.
Yeah.
Na unawakasirikia yet hawana makosa. Their only mistake is doing something badly, consistently. If you can do it well, be the difference.
Yes.
Show people how it's supposed to be done. So what to content creators huku nje, because I hear a lot of that. Ana sijui video mbaya.
Comments.
Where is yours? Where is yours? Yeah, show us yours so that we can learn how to do it. Teach us. Upload videos on how to make good content. And I see that a lot because when you're in the media space, unaonanga tu everywhere all the time. So I love that. Thank you so much for inspiring us. Now I just want you to shout out your favorite people, whoever might watch this, because it's going to be on YouTube. It's live right now, but we're going to leave it up on our Power Radio YouTube. So just shout out somebody who you're going to send this link to and you want to make them feel special, and because they've had impact, I just want to appreciate them.
Shout out to my dad, who's been my biggest supporter.
Wow. Shout out dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And shout out to my family, my sisters. Actually, waliniambia hebu tuambie hiyo radio ni gani, tunaingia saizi. Shout out to my sister Milka and Joan. And shout out to Susan, who has also been my mentor in the community service work.
Okay. Beautiful. So that's Susan, Joanne, Dad and Milka. Okay, shout out. You guys mnapendwa. You've made it. Up and unajuanga how much value you have when people are giving awards and you're on the list. I want to thank, and then you're like, anyway, I'm important.
There's so many others I want to thank, but I want to the top.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us
today.
You're welcome. And continue doing the good work that you're doing with Trog's organization and all your partnering organizations.
Thank you.
You're making our world a much more beautiful place. And I'm grateful for it because I get to learn from people like you.
Asante.
Yeah, na tupange hizo games tucheze.
Yeah, sure. And also the team building activity. I love them.
Yeah, I'll hear you guys screaming. I also come teach you how to scream my way. Team building means nasikianga tu watu wakiscream. If there's no shouting and screaming, hamjafanya team building vizuri.
kitu.
Yeah, lazima. So
Okay.
yeah, and to you, my Sheversation list, thank you so much for tuning in. If you've made it this far, you are an OG. You are the one. You are the one for us. So with 3 minutes to 1 p.m., let me leave you in the good hands of something good, and I'm gonna see you guys next week. Do our cousins pale wetu wa Moscow to pay a holiday this Friday, so I'm excited. Yeah, so we're gonna see you guys on Monday. From me and so that is bye bye for now.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Have you seen that girl? Seen that girl before? You can see it in her motions, yeah, she knows. Got her mind together, she can take it slow. Take it slow. If you ain't seen me lately, don't you worry, 'cause you see, I realized the secret to my worth. Whatever happens, I'll put me first. Put me first. I've never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. I'm taking it back, oh hold up, let me explore, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. You're taking me back, oh baby, I'd like to know ya. I never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. I'm taking it back, hold up, let me explore, yeah. Yeah, I never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. You're taking me back, yeah, baby, I'd like to know ya. Won't you buy me some time that I wouldn't need back? Oh, you know there's moments I wish I could go back and tell you that, yeah. Tell you I need time to know you. Tell you I've been trying to show you how far this thing could go if we just hold space for love in a high plane. I love you, by the way. Say we all bleed the same, yeah. I've never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. I'm taking it back, oh hold up, let me explore, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. You're taking me back, oh baby, I'd like to know ya. I've never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. I'm taking it back, hold up, let me explore, yeah. Yeah, I've never seen you glow up like this before, yeah. You're taking me back, yeah, baby, I'd like to know ya. Say now, put me on your level. We could be forever. Light the shines together, together. Hey now, you could be my neighbor. Only we can save us. Sister love forever, forever. Say now, put me on your level. We could be forever. Light the shines together, together. Hey now, you could be my neighbor. Only we can save us. Sister love forever, forever. Say now, put me on your level. We could be forever. Let the shines together, together.